is what you need to know now. The deadly Hantavirus outbreak linked to a cruise ship is sparking new concerns as a flight attendant is hospitalized after possible exposure. The lawsuits after the deadly UPS plane crash in Louisville. We're hearing from workers who cheated death. Plus, the new warning about dangerous bootleg GLP-1 drugs. A one-on-one interview with the Supreme Court justice who says America's biggest enemy is itself. And the woman making ultra-marathon history, beating the field of women and men. We have much more of what you need to know now. I'm Rachel Scott from ABC News. It is Thursday, May 7th. This is what you need to know. Let's get right to the big story. Residents in at least 3 states are now being monitored for potential hantavirus infections. All of them returned from a cruise ship that was struck by the deadly outbreak. Public health officials in Georgia, Arizona, and California say they are tracking passengers who were on board that ship and have since traveled home. So far, no one has shown any symptoms. Meanwhile, the company that operates the ship says 29 passengers disembarked on St. Helena after the first death on board, including a woman who later died in South Africa. And now a new suspected case. A KLM flight attendant in the Netherlands has been hospitalized with mild symptoms after brief contact with that woman. Authorities across multiple countries are now working to trace where other passengers may have gone. Victor Okendo is tracking the latest.
Medical teams are monitoring the nearly 150 still on board, including 17 Americans, as they make their way to the Canary Islands in Spain. The State Department telling ABC News the Trump administration has no higher priority than the safety and security of Americans, and they are ready to assist any affected Americans.
Officials in Iran are now reportedly reviewing a one-page proposal from the Trump administration aimed at ending the war. Sources telling ABC News the administration has sent Iran a one-page memorandum laying the groundwork for 30 days of negotiations on major issues, including the future of Iran's nuclear program. The proposal calls for Iran to lift restrictions on ships crossing the critical Strait of Hormuz. In return, the U.S. would ease its blockade of Iranian ports. Meanwhile, Iran's president says he recently met with the country's supreme leader, who has not been seen in public since taking power in March. He reportedly was wounded in the attack that killed his father. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has landed in Italy, embarking on a diplomatic mission to the Vatican. He's looking to ease tensions following President Trump's public feud with the Pope over the war in Iran. Rubio will also meet with the Italian Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, after she clashed with President Trump on defense and on trade. Severe storms and possible tornadoes have torn through parts of Mississippi, leaving behind widespread damage across the region. Hundreds of homes were ripped apart, trees toppled, and debris scattered across neighborhoods. Faith Abube is in Purvis, Mississippi.
Yeah, it was a harrowing night for so many families in this area. Hundreds of buildings and homes just like this one blown to shreds. On this specific house here, the roof completely torn off. You can see it here in the side yard. And then the homes behind it also suffering the same damage. Across Mississippi, many families reported being trapped in their homes during the storm. Here in Purvis, the damage stretching for about 2 miles, littered with downed trees and power lines. Overnight, 3 tornadoes hit here in Mississippi. In Franklin County, winds were up to 180 miles per hour, throwing debris an estimated 30,000 feet into the air. The Coaltown Baptist Church here in Lamar County was just about to start service when the sirens started going off. The fellowship hall was destroyed. The steeple was torn off from the roof, but thankfully, the pastor says everyone is okay. The damage assessment, of course, is still going on, but right now officials say hundreds of homes were destroyed and at least 17 people have reported being injured. So far this year, about 60 tornadoes have hit Mississippi, but by far the storms we saw last night were the strongest.
More than 100 victims and businesses have now filed lawsuits over the UPS cargo plane crash in Louisville last year. 15 people were killed after an engine detached from the plane. The civil lawsuits claim UPS, Boeing, and others allowed the plane to fly in an unsafe condition, crashing into a recycling facility. Some of the people inside that facility spoke to ABC's Matt Rivers.
When I stood up and was completely engulfed in black smoke and flames, I didn't think I was going to make it out of that building.
UPS and Boeing not commenting on the lawsuits, but they expressed support for those affected. Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani is out of the ICU after being hospitalized over the weekend. According to a spokesperson, Giuliani is being treated for pneumonia, adding his condition was complicated by a restrictive airway disease, which he developed following his response to the September 11th attacks. Let's get into what to watch, including a rare one-on-one interview with a Supreme Court Justice. Neil Gorsuch spoke to our Lindsay Davis about facing personal attacks from President Trump after he ruled against his tariffs. Gorsuch says despite the criticism, he's determined to stay independent and fearless. He reflected on the ideals of the Declaration of Independence, which helped build this country.
None of this is inevitable, and it isn't inevitable that it will survive. America's biggest enemy is itself, I believe. We have to recommit generation after generation if we're going to carry those ideas forward. Well, what keeps me up at night is disagreements that we have and our sometimes incapacity to realize the humanity of the people we disagree with.
He calls the surge in personal attacks against judges dangerous, but says criticism comes with the job. Watch the full interview with Justice Gorsuch on All Access with Lindsay Davis, streaming on Disney Plus and on Hulu. And we have much more of what you need to know. Stay with us. Here's your daily briefing. Other big stories that we are following on ABC News. A Virginia Democratic state lawmaker is calling an FBI raid on her office in overreach. Virginia Senate Leader Louise Lucas is considered one of the most powerful politicians in Virginia. Sources say that the raid is part of a corruption and bribery investigation dating back to the Biden administration and may involve bribery tied to marijuana dispensaries. Agents also served a warrant at a nearby cannabis business. Lucas helped lead Virginia's effort to redraw its congressional maps to favor Democrats just 2 weeks ago. She says the administration is trying to intimidate and silence the voices who stand up to them. The Justice Department has not commented. A major drug bust in a Los Angeles park. Authorities say police arrested 18 people and seized about 40 pounds of fentanyl. That's worth about $10 million. And a warning now about bootleg GLP-1 weight loss drugs. A company called Made in China has reached a settlement to stop selling its medications here in the U.S. The knockoff drugs are not approved by the FDA. New today, Sony Music Group is reportedly in talks to acquire a massive music catalog for up to $4 billion. The purchase would include publishing rights from artists including Justin Bieber, Neil Young, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. The deal has not been finalized. Both Sony and Blackstone are declining to comment. And finally, before you go, an incredible performance from ultra-marathoner Rachel Etterkin. She finished in first place in a 250-mile race in Arizona. That's first overall, beating all the men in the race as well, finishing in just over 56 hours, breaking the previous record by about 2 hours. And that's what you need to know. For breaking news and live updates throughout the day, check out ABC News, streaming on Disney Plus. New episodes daily on Disney Plus.